Father, we thank you. To God be the glory, great things He has done. So loving the water. Orúkọ Jésù nìkan ni wò yí. If you don't know Jesus, Jésù. Why don't you praise the Lord? Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Please come to Jesus. Please come to Jesus. He's our Savior. He's our helper. He's our Redeemer.
Hallelujah. Glory be to Jesus.
All right. Hey, what's going on? This is Ola coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios. We're back here. We're starting a new series. So if you're coming here and you're wonder what's going on with the books, with the change and title and series, that's because we're starting a new series. You may have stumbled here or made your way here because you follow me because I started my career in entrepreneurship as in real estate. Okay, but that was back in 2005. Since that time, a lot of things have evolved. Which also includes adding digital marketing into what I do. It makes my life easier. I don't have to leave my house unless I want to. The skill set is basically I will never be hungry for the rest of my life because of the skill set. And here's yet another opportunity to show you how I use it. So basically, I'm launching a new book. Okay, I'm launching a new book called Digital Empire Guide, and the book is in the works as you're here with me as we speak. So as a matter of fact, you're writing the book with me right now. If you watch this rebroadcast or watch this video at some point, you're writing the book with me. But basically, I'm going to be sharing with you about 15 chapters that's going to be in the book. So about 13 chapters in total. It includes an introduction and a conclusion, so that makes it about 15. So it's about 13 full chapters that will be in the book. This book will contain everything I know, okay, with regards to digital marketing. Okay, so actually, maybe about a year ago, I was supposed to write a book called The Digital Marketing ABC, but since then I've had to adjust things and then make it a little bit more all-inclusive. It's not necessarily for beginners only. This book is going to be all-inclusive. It's going to be for beginners, yes, but people that have encountered digital marketing at some point, but they're trying to take it to the top, take it to another level. This book would be a useful book for them as well. So that's why we're here. So if you got here because you follow me because of real estate, right? Just hold on 1 second, okay? All right. So the name of the book is Digital Empire Guide. Also include the name Empire because our platform is My Empire Pro. It just makes sense. Because what we do here is we help people build empires. Yes, it could include real estate, but honestly, there's a big old world outside of real estate. So I will use real estate as example a lot, but this, what I'm about to be teaching you, is applicable to any type of business where you serve people with value. Okay. So with that being said, we're gonna dive into it. Okay. So basically, um, at this point, if you're watching this within a few days that this went live, all you're gonna see is a waiting list. You want to get on the waiting list at digitalempireguide.com. That way you're alerted when the books goes live, right? Um, but any I don't know where you're watching this video. Just go there. You have access to it. That's the point. That will be your way to have access to the book. Okay. All right. So with that being said, let's get on and start diving in. All right. So Digital Empire Guide introduction. Okay. So digital marketing, building an empire, building a real estate empire, building any type of business empire. Either you're in the networking business, you're in the marketing business, or you're actually looking for a job in marketing. All right. This right here is the series you want to plug in onto because I'm going to share with you everything that I've learned since 2005. At this point, at press time right now, it's been about 15 years that I've been doing this. And if you simply Google my name or Google my Empire Pro, you can see a footprint everywhere across the internet. And that's a big deal. You know why that's a big deal? Because essentially, those are different agents out there working to bring me clients, to bring me business. Okay. The way I'm going to teach you is not going to be dependent on if you become famous or not. The way I'm going to teach you, you're going to make money regardless. Okay. It doesn't matter if you become famous. It doesn't matter if you build 1 million subscribers on YouTube. No, all those things really it doesn't matter. Okay, that's not what digital marketing is about. Those things are byproduct of digital marketing, but at the very core of it, right, the people that make the most money leveraging digital marketing or the digital platforms that we have today like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google, right, LinkedIn, right, Pinterest, right, and so many other platforms that's available today where you can literally get traffic of potential clients, high-end clients, low-end clients, it doesn't matter. Any one of those platforms, right? Those platforms are useful because your ideal clients, they all go there, right? They all hang out on those platforms. They hang out on Facebook, like I said, on YouTube, on Google. So if you're watching this right now or you're reading this book, wherever it is, right, you are on one of these platforms. Okay. And I am in fact in my home studio where I am talking to you right now. So that's the beauty about what I'm about to teach you over the next series. Okay. So that's digital empire. That's digital marketing. It's basically being able to use digital marketing as a skill set. It's a skill set. There's no overnight nothing. Okay. As a matter of factually, there is no overnight nothing anywhere in the world. It's about learning the skill set, and then anyone that's observing from the outside, it will seem like it's overnight. Okay. But the truth is that there's no overnight. It's really very, very simple. We're going to be leveraging digital marketing. Okay. We're going to be leveraging digital marketing to build your empire. So hopefully you have a product that you already sell, a service that you already sell. So for example, if you're a real estate wholesaler, quote unquote, right? Your service is essentially helping people with retarded properties get rid of the property, right? You're helping people with distressed properties get rid of the property, right? If you're in the business of networking or network marketing or marketing, you're in the business of spreading the word about a product or service. You're in the business of promotion and you need the skill set in order to be able to do it in the most effective and most efficient way. The name of this game, as we move and more into the more and more into the world of digital, the name of the game is literally leverage. Okay, it's about being able to do more with less resources. No, let me say that in another way. It's about being able to accomplish or achieve more with less resources. If you can do that, you will win in this environment, in this highly competitive environment that we're in right now. As I'm talking to you right now, a new platform is blowing up called the Clubhouse, right? Everyone is on there trying to get their own clouds and stuff like that. And there's some people looking for quick ways to make a killer on that platform. And the sad truth is that I've been in this game now for 15 plus years, and the fundamentals really never change. And if you learn the fundamentals, right, you're in the game for a long run. So it doesn't matter what platforms what platforms come and go. And that's what this book is about. It doesn't matter what platforms come and go. There's been Vine, there's been MySpace, there's been a ton of other platforms that has come and go. And as we're talking right now in Silicon Valley, there are thousands of people trying to build the next biggest TikTok, right? And when I say TikTok, basically the next biggest social media, right? Platform or network, right? So you know why everyone is struggling like that? Because they don't understand the fundamentals. So this series, Digital Empire Guide, is going to be about understanding the fundamentals. If you understand the fundamentals, you can literally plug into any platform. You can plug into Pinterest, you can plug into LinkedIn, you can plug into Facebook, YouTube, Google Ads, and you can literally command herds of traffic of human beings, potential clients, laser targeted clients coming in. Why do I say laser? Because you don't want the whole world. You want the people. That's why I said it's not about being famous. You want the people that are most likely going to pay you $10,000, pay you $25,000, pay you $82,000, which is my highest, just for helping them get results. So that's what this book is going to be about. All right. Now, let's move on to the next subtopic. All right. So the first topic, how I make 15K per sale with digital marketing. Well, actually, that's the least that I make per person that I help get results. Okay. Not everyone. I'm not talking about everyone. I'm talking about per person that I help get results, per client, not customers, but per client. Now, I make that because, again, there's 3 billion people on the internet. Okay. I don't want to get into the statistics because, again, those numbers continue to grow. But as I'm talking right now, last time I checked, there's 3 billion people on the internet across the world, and all of them use credit cards. Okay. Not only do they use credit card, because that's the least part of what I'm saying, they actually need what you have to offer. There's something that you know how to do. There's a result that you know how to help people get. And those people are right now, as we're talking, they're browsing on Facebook, they're on Google, and they're searching on YouTube, and they're everywhere, basically, on the internet. 3 billion worth of them, right? You know, there are about 7 billion people in the world, but almost half of them are on the internet, so speaking, there's growing. So that's just the era that we live in, right? So how am I able to make that? Because, again, I learned the skills of laser targeting the people that are looking to solve a particular problem. Okay. And when I do that, I engage them, starting from a very lower level, but I also pre-qualify people until we get to a high level. I engage them at a very high level. But I don't just try to talk to everyone, because frankly, let's be honest, I'm not going to be able to help everyone. Why not? Because it's not ordained like that. I'm not necessarily designed to help everyone, but there's someone out there that I'm supposed to help. And when I help them make $30,000. I help them make, because I help them spread the word about what they have to offer. It's the same thing for your business. There's something that you have to offer that you can help people get results. And it's not about helping them make money, because, again, some people can run with that. No, it's not about that. It's about helping them achieve something that's worth more than money for them. Okay. So, for example, one of the niches that I work in is relationships and marriage. These things is valuable for people. There are a lot of people that feels like their relationship is about to end, and that means the whole world for them. And they will pay you handsomely if you can give them the secrets to achieve what they want with respect to whatever it is, aka relationship in this case, right? So it's completely up to you. I don't know what you build. For example, there's a good chance that you're here because you're looking to build real estate business, right? The people you serve are either sellers or they're buyers. Okay. So with that being said, the reason why I'm able to charge people is because I'm able to help them get more. Okay. That's why I'm able to charge them with digital marketing. Now, if I use any other form of marketing, aka traditional marketing or anything like that, it may be too expensive for me, especially now that we're talking right now. They're too expensive. Why? Because it requires a lot of resources, right? But remember, I talked earlier about leverage. The name of the game is leverage. With internet, anyone has access to a smartphone. Anyone that has access to a laptop and internet can literally build $1 million business from the comfort of their home. I'm not talking about easy. Easy is irrelevant. Difficult is irrelevant. I'm talking about getting that result, because when you get that result, right, life becomes a lot more simpler. So I'm talking about simple. There are simple things you can do, especially if you keep it simple and say, you know what, this is a skill set I need to learn. I'm going to stick to it until I master it. It doesn't matter what business you're in. This is the way forward. The way forward is not cold calling. The way forward is not texting people unsolicited, right? I'm not talking about driving for dollars. I'm not talking about pestering and bothering your family and friends. I'm talking about using the skill set that I'm going to teach you in this book, okay, to basically speak to people's pain and replace it with pleasure. Speak to people's problem and replace it with solution. Speak to people's questions and replace it with answers. And that's how I am able to make $15,000 per sale using digital marketing. All right. All right. So next subtopic here is how I got into digital marketing. I can't just talk to you about results without sharing with you how I stumbled into this whole thing in the first place. It was back in 2006. So I launched my real estate business back in 2005. Okay. I attended a course which I paid $3,000 for. I think it was December 2004. I closed my first deal in 2005 because that year I was actually finishing my master's degree in college. So my attention were all over the place. But in December 2005, I was able to close a deal that netted me about $10,000. So in 2006, I wanted to, it just made sense because, again, as a graduate of computer engineering, engineering management, I'm always thinking leverage. I'm always thinking, how can we make things a lot more easier? How can we do things a lot more easier? How can I do this business without wearing a suit, right? I'm always thinking, how can I accomplish the things I want without being under some kind of rules? By just living my life in freedom, right? So that's what I call leverage. So I'm always thinking that. So basically, what we used to do with real estate, if you're familiar with real estate wholesaling, we lock up properties under contract and then we sell that contract uh, for a nice fee, right? So selling was not the easiest thing to do. There was always this fight to look for buyers, right? So at that time, I decided to put together a website. And that website no longer exists, and that website was basically inbuilt equity, and that was my first attempt professionally, from a professional standpoint, for a real business at actually doing real estate. Sorry, not doing real estate, but actually digital marketing. I put the website together and I sold tons of properties on that website, and that I sold more than $3 million worth of properties using that same website. But that was not the first time I actually got into digital marketing. Well, it's the first time I used it professionally. But a few years before that, I think maybe about in my junior year, going to senior year at NJIT, there was this gentleman that came up to me and said, "Hey, you could do some internet marketing stuff." I was confused. I didn't know what he was talking about, but he showed me some receipts, basically making $25,000 the previous year simply by doing business on the internet. So remember, this was early days, 2003, 2004-ish, right? So that was my first encounter. So it sat at the back of my mind. I wanted to, continue to explore, but I was also busy with school. But eventually, I think I stumbled into some kind of infomercial and I ended up in another seminar somewhere. And I don't remember the exact details. All I knew is that I stumbled into the idea called drop shipping. What is drop shipping? Drop shipping is essentially learning the skill set of digital marketing and helping companies bring customer to their products. You don't have to you don't have to take care of customer service. You don't have to do fulfillment. You don't have to create the product. As a matter of fact, you don't have to store the product. You don't have to store the product in inventory in a store anywhere. You don't have to keep an inventory physically at your house. Basically, if somebody make an order from a digital property that you create, they can basically see the order at the company that actually created the product, and they ship the product directly to the owner. That was my first encounter. That's what you call drop shipping, right? That was my first encounter with digital marketing a long time ago. But that's how I got into digital marketing, and that's how it always sat at the back of my mind. So even in 2004 slash five, when I came into real estate, I was always thinking how I could leverage it, right? So in 2008, the market crashed on real estate completely, and my whole business, multi-million dollar business, got wiped out, right? And I had to basically start all over, and I started to really dig in it. But now I wanted to take it a little bit more serious, and then I went on the internet to start to search and research, and I stumbled into a guy. I forgot the name of the guy right now, but basically all he did was sat down behind a computer like this and did a full-blown course on. I think I paid about $700, $800, something like that for that course. I'm not sure. Quite a few hundreds of dollars. Actually, maybe up to $2,000 that I paid for that, and then I went through the course, and that was my first encounter with PPC, paid per click, which you're going to learn some more about later on in this series, right? So I learned about PPC, specifically Google AdWords. Now it's called Google Ads. It used to be called Google AdWords at the time. And I decided to set up my quick affiliate. So I also learned affiliate marketing if I didn't have a product, which I didn't have an information product at the time. So I on ClickBank, I found a course on real estate, flipping real estate and stuff like that. And I put it together, run an ad real quick. And in about 5 minutes, I lost $700 because I didn't know what I was doing. Okay. So what does that mean? I paid $700 for a class to teach me to learn more before I jump into the wide west, right? It was truly the wide west of Google AdWords or Google Ads at the time. I lost that money, but it was a good start. Honestly, in hindsight, it was a good start because I knew that there's a real skill set. Plus, when I spent that $700, I actually made one sale and I made a commission of $47. And that was all I needed. It was a proof of concept. I needed that to know that this was going to work. So that's how I started. That's how I got into digital marketing. And since then, I never looked back. Now, that was 2009. Remember, the market crashed in 2008. That was 2009, February. In 2009, April, somewhere around April, I was introduced into a company, network marketing company called ACN at the time. I'm not sure if they still exist, but it was a network marketing company, MLM company, if you know what they are. And basically scrambled for about 3 months trying to build it, brought about, I don't know, maybe almost 100 people in, but basically a bunch of 100 people that did nothing with the business, which effectively means I didn't make money. In fact, maybe a few months later, I got a check from them for $12. Okay, another proof of concept. Okay, another $12, right? That makes how much? About $59 so far. And I spent how much to get started in that company at that time? I think I spent about $700. Plus, I got my family members started. I spent another $700 about 3 different ways. So maybe I spent $3,000 before I was done with that, and I made $12. But again, it was a success story because basically this is me going through this journey to understand how marketing works. I wasn't thinking like that. It did hurt at the time, right? But later on, maybe later on in the year 2009, I stumbled into a company that was helping people that are networkers get on the internet. And I went in, I dived in, I spent another $700 to get in and learn the skill set. And I just became a part of that community. Within a few months, I did bring my brother on as a partner to help me at that time. And within a few months, basically we were all over the place, and we learned a skill set called search engine optimization, which is also another skill that you're going to be learning in this series. Okay, it's called SEO, search engine optimization. So earlier I talked about PPC. Now we're talking about search engine optimization. Both of them are skill set that allows you to attract people from the search engines. See, when you have a question, where do you go right now today? Where do you go when you have a question about anything, about everything? You go to Google. So this, what I'm talking about right now, is about 10 years before this point, right? And it's still very, very valid today. And yet there's been so many other things that came up since then. There's been social media, hashtags and stuff like that that came up, different little gimmicks and stuff. Driving for dollars, talking to friends and family. Well, talking to friends and family has always been there, but driving for dollars is some new things that people are running with. Um, Cold calling has been there forever, but they're becoming less and less effective. You know why? Because people have the power of choice. People can literally go there and Google your name. If they can't find anything about you, boom, your opportunity is all of a sudden doomed, right? So, but anyway, that's what we're talking. That's how I got started in digital marketing. It was way back in 2006, but it kind of like you can go back to 2004. And in 2010, I started selling my own personal product that I created from all that journey. And one of those products actually cost $5,000. I increased the price to $15,000 very quickly and reduced the number of my personal involvement by half, and I still made more just by selling what I know. Okay, and you can take it a little bit further than that. In 2014, I completely brought it into real estate, and some of you know me by way of real estate, and that's why we're here right now. So, but again, it's a skill set that I feel like. Specifically talking to real estate people right now, this is a skill set you need to learn, because this is going to set you apart from the rest of the world. But not just real estate, in any business. See, we're talking post-COVID right now, okay? COVID-19 happened, 2020 got wiped out. Basically, we can delete that off the calendar, that year, right? 2020, that we're finishing off right now. And a lot of people are gravitating towards digital marketing right now. See, I was just listening today on Clubhouse to a young lady who was basically, what she had to do was go over and give people foundation, makeups, and stuff like that. They do like, I'm talking about cosmetologists, people that give ladies that nice look, right? So she used to have to go over to people's houses to give them a demo to sell, right? But then when COVID hit, right, the pandemic, when it hit, everybody had to stay home. There was a lockdown, and most people were also afraid to allow strangers into their house. When I say strangers, I'm talking about anybody that doesn't live in your house. And all of a sudden, everyone started to wake up to digital marketing. Okay, so it's not going anywhere. No matter what type of business you're in, this is something you need to learn, so that at least it's an addition to what you already know how to do if the world goes back to what it used to be. I think it's true, but I'm just saying, why don't you have this as a backup? Now, everyone started to go on Zoom and do meetings. Everyone started to do everything digitally. So we're going to talk about all of that. I just want to give you a heads up of how I got into digital marketing and how I got here. So it's not something I started yesterday and I decided to teach like many people are doing right now. They learned something yesterday, they're trying to teach it today. That's not what it is. It's something I've practiced. You can go to my empirepro.com. You can go to all my different web properties out there. You can literally Google my name. You'll see my footprint as far back as that time. All right. So you're here. You want to learn this. You want to learn this from the horse's mouth. This is what this is about. All right. All right. So why do I charge a minimum of $25,000 for digital marketing? Okay. Why do I do that? I need to say this up front right now. There are two reasons. Okay. I want you to value what I'm about to be sharing with you in this series. I want you to understand the value of it. Okay. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people around roaming around the internet, and when you have availability of information, right? Um, Oversupply of anything for that matter. Okay. Basically, what happens is that it becomes something that you don't value as much, right? Because it seems like it's everywhere, right? But I want you to look a little deeper, okay? Because at the end of the day, there are two ways about this thing. There's width, okay, and there's depth, right? And what this series is going to do is go in depth so that you can truly understand it. It's not just going to be another fly-by-night thing that you go through training or video. And I want you to understand that there's a depth situation here, okay? So in that same token, there could be thousands upon thousands of people that will be watching this video into the future or reading this book into the future, but there's only going to be few always that will take advantage of it. Okay. And those few, to find out who they are, can be very hectic, can be very difficult. Okay. Because again, everyone wants to make money, everyone wants to change their life, everyone wants to lose weight, everyone wants to go to heaven, but no one wants to die. Okay. And what that means essentially is that there's a lot of people that are looking to waste your time. Okay. It doesn't matter what it is. Okay. So, for example, this book right now, right, that we're about to write right now, if I make it available for, I'll be making it available for maybe less than $10, right? The average person that picks up that book at $10, they're not going to take it that serious. Okay. They're going to download the book and never open the book. That's just how life is. Okay. So one of the ways we pre-qualify people, okay, to make sure that they will actually do the work. Yes, work. The work to get the result that they're looking for is to make sure that we charge close as possible to what it's worth. Okay. Digital marketing to me has been worth millions of dollars. Okay. So for me, charging $2, $3, $5 for anything, it's not doing my clients any favor. Number one, I can't afford to do that. I can't afford to be in the game and charging pennies. Okay. I won't be able to sustain myself in the game long enough to help you get results. All right. So that's one. Number two is that it actually devalues what I'm offering to the client. Okay. So the cheaper it looks, the less value it feels to them. Okay. So that's why I charge as much as possible. And I'm saying average, that's just average, lower average, 25K for digital marketing if I have to help you personally. Okay. Whatever you do as well, let me tell you something about digital marketing. The beauty about what I just shared with you is that it also allows you to understand that if you have something you do and you help people get results, you should value it. How do you value? What does that mean? You need to put a price on it. Okay. You need to put a price that's respectable on it, because think about it. Anytime you go into the market and you see something for $2 or you see the Dollar Tree store, right? Your mind says inferior. Your mind automatically goes to that's not quality. Okay. It's the same thing with any one of these services. Anytime you're selling something for $2, $3, $5, anything less than $100, the mind says inferior. The mind says low quality. Okay. That's why I charge as much as I can, as close as possible to what that service is actually worth to the people that I'm helping get results. Because the key thing is that I'm going to help them get results. I'm not just going to dump information on them and hope that they will get results. The truth of the matter is that majority of people will not get results. That's just life. Okay. That has nothing to do with the quality of a course. That has nothing to do with the quality of that's just life. And also, last but not least, number three, I'm going to leave you with this one. Number three, last but not least, when people pay, they pay attention. Okay. The people, my best clients are the people that have paid the most money. Okay. And my worst clients, there's no worst client. Let me take that back. The customers, majority of customers will never get results because they never do the work. Okay. But my clients get results because they pay the price and they get results. They pay the price and they pay attention essentially. Okay. And if they pay less, they just not, there's nothing to lose. Okay. If they pay $2 for something and they pay $20 for something, it's just $20 they're losing at worst. Okay. So it's no wonder why they don't take it serious and do the work. So that's why I charge $25,000. And if you have any kind of service that you offer to, you should never charge. We're talking clients now, I'm not talking customers. Okay. Don't charge less than $10,000 for anything that you offer that you know in your heart of hearts you can help people get results. Don't ever charge anything less than $10,000, because if you do that, not only are you doing yourself a disservice, you're not helping that person. Because again, if they don't pay, they won't pay attention. So that's why. Now let's move on to the next topic here. Who uses digital marketing? Who uses digital marketing? Anyone. Remember I said there are three core pillars in business, period. There's value, and there's basically the media, okay, or medium or automation, whatever way you want to get the value to the third core pillar, which is people. You need people. You need to have some kind of offer that's valuable So the keyword is value, okay? And you need to have a way to link it, and that's digital marketing. That's what we're covering here right now, okay? So who would use that? That means anybody who would have any kind of product or services to offer hungry, hungry, hungry audience, okay? So let's be clear. There are a couple of things that happens in between those three core pillars. Okay, you have some kind of value, and there's an audience that you know is in absolute need of what you have to offer. If you have that, your audience is right now on Google, or they are basically roaming around on social media looking for solutions. Okay, as we're talking right now, I think I mentioned earlier that there's a social network that's blowing up right now called Clubhouse that everyone is on, and they're talking right now, and those people are out there, and they're listening to their best gurus and talking and talking, and just listen, people, a bunch of people talking a whole lot of nothing. They are listening to them, right? They're looking for solutions. So when they finish listening to a bunch of nothing, they're going to still want solutions. And you know where they're going to go next? They're going to go on Google and try to search for the solution. They're going to search for answers. They're going to search for solutions, answers and solution. Okay, but you need to speak their language. You need to understand what their pain point is in order to be able to present what you have to offer to them. If what I just said fits your business, so for example, real estate wholesaling, your offer is that you can help people that are in distress of home ownership get rid of the property. That's your offer. Your offer is somebody who is trying to sell a property that couldn't sell it fast. You can help them sell it like that. You can help them get rid of it. Or as a matter of fact, let's speak in a better language, a more legal language. You can buy that house from them right now. You can lock it up under contract right now, right? That's your offer. Those people, as we speak, they're on Facebook right now, and they're hanging out in certain places in a group somewhere. They're hanging out, clicking on like on some kind of interest. They're clicking like on Zillow. They're browsing Zillow, and all that data is up there. Facebook has them there, and are you taking advantage of them? You know, there are 5 stages in business. If you follow me, you know those 5 stages. The first stage is data, right? Well, Facebook has the data, Google has the data. The question is, are you there, or you're just busy buying data from people that you don't actually know the source, right? We know the source of Facebook. How do we know? Because you're on there yourself, hanging out on there, right? It's Instagram, the same thing, right? So again, we're going to dive deeper and deeper into this. But here's the answer to that question. If you have some kind of value or offer to offer a specific type of audience that will find solution or answer in what you have to offer, then you deserve to be using digital marketing. It doesn't matter if you're a local business, doesn't matter if you're a hairstylist, doesn't matter if you're a real estate wholesaler, doesn't matter if you're a real estate agent, especially you. You deserve to learn how this works, and you deserve to at least have somebody in your organization doing it. Or if you can afford somebody in your organization doing it, you should be doing it, okay? Because literally, the way I'm going to teach you, it takes you 3 to 4 hours a day, not a day, sorry, a week, to run the whole thing and have your pipeline filled with leads upon leads upon leads, okay? If you know anything about my 5 stages, the third stage is leads. Leads, okay? If you don't have a pipeline of leads, you have a dead business, essentially, all right? All right. All right, so let me answer this question real quick. Is there an email where I may ask you a question? Yes, you could go, Jackie, you could literally email my empirepro@gmail.com, or just go to support@myempirepro.net. Any one of those will work. My empirepro@gmail.com is good. All right. All right, so let's go on to the next subtopic here. The basics of digital marketing. All right. So the basics of digital marketing is very simple. Okay. Marketing. Let's talk about marketing for a second. There's 3 things you should know about marketing. Okay. 3 things and I learned this from Dan Kennedy. Dan Kennedy is a legend in marketing. And I learned this from him. And basically, there are 3 M's. Okay. There is a message. Okay. There's a message. Okay. When it comes to marketing. So remember, we talked about value, right? So there's another further way to break this down. There is message. Okay. And there's medium, okay? There's medium, and there's market, okay? There's 3 M's, okay? There's message, and there is medium, okay? And there's the market. The market in this context is the people. So it's still connected to the core pillars that I shared with you earlier, right? So we had value, we have automation, and then we have people. So now I'm telling you, right, that you have message. So when you're marketing, it's not necessarily about your product. Well, remember, you're marketing now, right? So even if you have a terrible product, which hopefully you don't, right? Even if you have a terrible product, if your messaging is laser target, you're going to learn about that here as well, right? In this series. If your marketing message is beautiful, right? What does that mean? Meaning it eats into the soul of your ideal client, the market, right? Meaning they can feel it here like, wow, this is what I need to solve my problem. This was the answer I was looking for to answer my question. Okay, that's a message. So you need the right message to the right medium. Okay, because some medium is not exactly appropriate for what you have to offer. So for example, for me right now, I have this clubhouse thing that I just mentioned a few times is blowing up. I decided I don't want to do the digital marketing niche there because I don't feel like it's a fit, at least not yet. Some people may argue different, but for my style, I'd rather just pour out what I know and let the people that want to use it come to it, right? That's how I like to do business. It gives me peace of mind. When I'm done with this, I'll go up and hang out with my wife and my children and I have a good time. When I put too much pressure on myself, it affects my productivity. So I'd rather just put out content and let the people that find it useful use it. So why am I saying that? I'm saying specifically for what you have to offer, specifically for your style, a medium may not fit your style. So you need to make sure you're on the right medium. Okay. Another way to say medium is the device. There are ways to say, hey, my offer is not good for people that are on a laptop. I'd rather just have my offer on a phone, on a mobile device, right? So it needs to be the right medium. And again, it needs to be the right market. You know that. You don't want to be spitting out people that don't have a need or that don't feel like they have a need for what you have to offer. That's why we call it laser targeting, a laser targeted audience. The traffic, you don't want all 3 billion people on the internet. You want the people that are right now most likely going to buy from you because you're spending either money or time attracting the people that are wrong market if you do that. Okay. But if you know how to laser target the right market, you attract the right people and the people with the highest chance of finding what you have to offer useful. Okay, so that's the basics of digital marketing right there. You know how it's different from TV because TV is just, hey, we don't know the demographic. We know just a little bit. We know something about the demographic. We know about the zip code. We know about that state that is either red or blue, right? But we don't have laser target information about people's interest. But on the digital platforms, in the digital world, if somebody went out to go shop for some kind of cart yesterday, you know what website they were on yesterday. Okay, you actually know if they came to your website yesterday, and not only that, you know if they have similar interest to the people that come to your website in the last 3 months. I mean, it's laser target the right market. That's the basis of digital marketing. That's how it's different from cold calling. You're cold calling people, yes, you know they have a house, but you don't know if they're interested in selling a house right now. That's the difference. Okay, you're text messaging people. Yes, you got those numbers from skip tracing, but you don't even know if it's the right number. Half of those numbers are going to be wrong, right? That's the beauty and of digital marketing, and also that's the basis of digital marketing. I just want to share that as a subtopic so that you can know what you're diving into and how very, very important in this time and age you have to pay attention to that. All right. All right. What are the types of digital marketing? All right. There are many types of digital marketing, but I want to share with you two that you should pay attention to. Okay. And they're called the two S's. Okay. There is social and there is search. Okay. Now, what is that? What is social? Okay. Just someone like the idea of social, right? The social audience, right? Is increasing more and more, and every day is increasing more and more. When I started in the game, I started by learning the skills. I mean, when I started as in like professionally, became someone that people know that I know this stuff, right? I started with my brother as my partner at the time, and we learned search engine optimization. Okay, that's basically how we started. That's how we got all over the place. It's still my biggest way to get out there right now. It's not necessarily the best, but it's just something I know, right? So in recent times, I've used it as a hybrid together with the other type, which is basically search, right? Search means that person is actually, that audience, that person is actually searching for a solution similar to what you have to offer. So for example, if somebody go on the internet and say digital marketing for hairstylist, They're looking for something specific, right? What I have to offer, an article, a video, a book, does it fit that? Can it help them, right? So I become the producer, they are the consumer, right? So maybe you're here and you've been the consumer on the internet for a long time, right? You become the producer, okay? But you become the producer for such traffic. Now, on the social platform, it is a little bit different. The social platform involves a little bit of your time. On the search involves some time, but not just time specifically, but skill as well. You have to have skill of optimizing your content. Content meaning your video or article or you dancing or some kind of post on Instagram. You have to optimize it for the search engine specifically, right? Now, when you optimize on social media, okay, so when I say social platform, right, when you optimize, you're not optimizing for people that are searching, you're optimizing for people's interest. So if they follow this guy, there's a very good chance that they want this, right? That's a little bit different. They are hanging out. So some people call that interrupt marketing. So they're not searching, but you can interrupt them with a nice banner. You can interrupt them with a video. You can say, oh, some viral video or something like that. So it involves a little bit more of something I don't like. On search, I like search. Either I'm paying for the result or I'm actually optimizing my pages for it. I like it because that person is actually looking for me. That's how I feel. So with that being said, let me summarize it like this for you. There are two types of digital marketing. You can optimize for search or you can optimize for social, right? Social, you can use that interchangeably as interrupt marketing because they were not searching for you. Search means what it means. It means that person is actually on a search engine such as Google or Yahoo or Bing, right? Or like 200 other search engines out there, and they're searching and boom, you show up, okay? Those are the two types of digital marketing that you can decide to go after. Ideally, you should be present everywhere. Okay, there are ways you can optimize for search engines, and then ways you can optimize for social at the same time. There is one that I haven't really mentioned in this, and it kind of falls under both social and search. It's kind of like a hybrid, and that's the video platform that we all know, YouTube, right? On YouTube, you're found by people searching, but you're also found by people's interest. So if you watch certain types of people's videos all the time, you will see that YouTube's algorithm will try to show you similar videos with regards to that topic or that industry or same interest. Okay, but just for the purpose and the scope of this lesson right now, there are two types that you should understand: there's social and there is search. All right, now let's get into this question right here. This is a commonly asked question everywhere, okay? And it's very important that I address this question right now so I can stop you if you don't want to move forward with this series. This series will continue absolutely right here. We'll be back right here to continue, okay? But I want to spell this out. Is digital marketing easy? Let me tell you something. Anything that's worthwhile in life, okay, including digital marketing, it's not relevant to easy or difficult. And I think I mentioned that earlier, but it's worth mentioning one more time, okay? There's no such thing as easy in business, in relationships. You know why? Because those things are valuable, okay? You want to lose weight, you want to be healthy. It's not a matter of easy. It's not relevant. You want to make a lot of money? Easy is not relevant, okay? However, simple may be relevant. Depends on who you're following, depends on whose training you're following, depends on their style. Somebody may be teaching the same thing and this person is teaching the same thing, and one just comes off a little bit simpler than the other, okay? But as far as how much work is going to be involved, you're going to pay your dues, just like I did, okay? The beauty about what I'm saying right now is that paying your dues is not measured equally from people to people or from generations to generation. What I had to go through to put that website together, to sell my properties back in 2006, you don't have to go through that today. No, you don't. As a matter of fact, you don't have to do anything crazy. You just have to understand the concept. You have to understand how the game of digital marketing works from behind the scenes, right? You have to understand what the algorithm wants. The algorithms at the end of the day want good user experience. So you don't have to be all crazy technical to have good user experience. However, I don't want to lie to you that there's not going to be some technical stuff, okay? There's going to be some technical stuff. But the beauty about this technical stuff is that you can pay for a lot of it. But you need to understand what you're paying for. in order to get results from it. And you also have to understand the value of giving into what you want, because if you're not giving, you're not going to attract. That's not just how business works. It's every type of relationship. That's how it works. You're not willing to give. You just want to sit down here and watch free videos all day long. Sure, at some level, not equal level to other people, because we are all born differently and we come from different places, and not everything is not created equal, right? However, on an average, when everything else is equal, I guarantee you that the more you give into the process, the more you're going to get out. That's what I meant by you're going to pay your dues. But is digital marketing easy? It's not relevant. I can tell you that right now, it's not relevant. But if you plant your flag and you say, you know what, I need the result that this is going to help me get, therefore, it's absolutely worth learning the skill set, because once you learn the skill set, let me tell you what easy is. It becomes easier and easier with time. Okay, it just gets easier and easier with time, like everything else in life. Okay, so I want to say, make sure you continue to stick around, go all the way through. I want to encourage you. I also want to be frank with you and be upfront with you and tell you, hey, you want the kind of results that we're talking about right now, especially post-COVID, going to this new era. There's going to be more competition. So you want to make sure that you're plugged into the right education, the right processes, the right coaches, the right consultants. Make sure you're doing the right thing. Okay. In order to make sure you're doing the right thing. Okay. I'll tell you right now, the best person to make sure you're doing the right thing eventually is you yourself. Okay. Because once you know what the right thing is, then it's going to be with respect to what you know, as opposed to just somebody spitting at you and then you thinking that's gospel truth. I'll tell you right now about digital marketing. This should be a part of digital marketing basics. It's always evolving, but something that's not changed and will never change. It's about the user's experience. If you can give the users an experience, they will buy from you. They will pay you $15,000 and more. They will pay you $65,000, $100,000. You know why? Because you're helping them get results, right? If you help them get results, it's worth more than money for them. Okay, and people will pay if they know that there's a result at the end of the process. And people will not pay, especially if you're not too confident in what you're doing, right? And they can tell. We're human beings. We have a credible radar for bullshit because we're also very spiritual, and people can tell if you're lying through your energy. Okay, they can tell. All right. So that's what I have for you on that one. On the next one, we're going to be diving heavy into the contents that will be in the chapter 1. We're going to be diving heavy through that. So I'll tell you right now, just be back here. Subscribe to this channel. If you're in real estate, you're in the right place. If you're in networking, you're in the right place. If you're any type of entrepreneur and you have products and services to offer audience that you know they are on Google or they're hanging out on Facebook, you want to make sure you subscribe to this, because I'm going to break everything down to pieces. I'm going to try to use as less technical terminologies as possible, because that doesn't really help you. What helps you is understanding the concepts, okay, so that you can apply it on any platform you go, be it Google, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, right? Pinterest, Clubhouse, TikTok, any one of those platforms. When you understand what we do in this series, you can apply it in any one of those platforms. So with that being said, for now, while we're going through this process, make sure you go through digitalempireguide.com and get on the waiting list, because you want to make sure you get access to this once it's out. All right. And that's it. That's all I have for you today. I want to go eat some lunch. It's kind of late, but I have to go eat some lunch. And then I will see you at the very top. And bye now. Peace.